Hey everybody, Matt Schmidt here again, and I want to go a little deeper into the Audience Insight tool and to show you two more examples and kind of play it over the shoulder and kind of show you a situation by situation, how I would react and some things that you might encounter along the way, and try to just give you a better explanation in general on how I find a targeted audience using the Audience Insight tool, no matter the size. So let's start going through here again. I'm at step one of my PDF, and that's just finding an interest to input into Audience Insight tool. And let's go ahead and roll through. So I'm just going to scroll through here and find something that I am interested in and see what we can't find. So this is perfect for, again, this is perfect for any ad that you're using on Facebook. It doesn't have to be a t-shirt, it doesn't have to be a physical product, it can be anything, because what you're doing is just finding a very targeted niche. So let's keep going and see what we can figure out. Now, none of these are going to be interests that I have done before, and so we'll maybe bump into a one that doesn't work, and we'll have to back out and just figure it out. So let's go into bodybuilding. That's an interesting one. A lot of stuff is sold in the bodybuilding niche. So let's go in and go in here. So again, we're starting out in the Audience Insight tool. If we have a product that is specific to a demographic, we're going to narrow it down in the AI tool to fit what we need. So if, let's say, bodybuilding, in this case, we got something for men. So we're going to click on men, and that's going to give us data just compiled on men. So we got to enter our interest. Sorry, bodybuilding is in. We got of men 25 and above, 3.5 million to 4 million. That is tons of people to compile for Facebook and to build associations related to the bodybuilding niche for Facebook to show us. And that's really going to be a good amount of data, but it's obviously way too big to target in a general ad. Because again, if we go over here, we're going to see 1.5 million people actually like this as an interest. Yet Audience Insight tool is telling us that 3.5 to 4 million monthly active people are associated with this niche. So that's that like by association again. So that's why we go layers deep and to find really, really targeted smaller interest that still relate back to our general interest. So let's go down here and figure it out. See, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on audience. See, that's a good thing to catch right here. Let's go, boom, on to relevancy. So 9.4 for muscle and fitness is somebody who likes muscle and fitness is 9.4 times more likely to be into this interest. I like to be in the teens, remember? So let's pick up, a crucial step here. We're on the page liked tab. Pick the highest affinity from the top 5 relevant pages. So let's go back in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's got the highest affinity? Flex Magazine. So let's knock out bodybuilding. Flex Magazine. There it is. Now we're down to 1 million to 1.5 million. Still very large, and that's a great audience to run towards. But right now, Flex Magazine might be too general. There might be too many people that could be fitting in there for the association, like by association. So let's go up here. We still got, how about Flex Bodybuilding Magazine? Flex Body. Flex Bodybuilding Magazine. Now we've narrowed down to 100,000 to 150,000 monthly active users. Now look at our affinity. Everything in the top 10, everything in the top 10 with the exception of one is 60 and above. Muscle and fitness, which I believe was on the first screen, has a 23.6, very good. But again, we saw that on very associated to the bodybuilding interest as well. So now we have great targets to go after. And now we're on 25 male. We've narrowed down 2 layers to a very super targeted list of things to go after for the bodybuilding niche. So let's start adding those in. So I'm over here in the ads manager. United States 25 to 65, and men, right? And this way we match up with our audience insight tool. So let's go ahead and start inputting our interests. So we're following. We picked from the top 5. We copied it. We deleted the original interest, and then we've repeated that step, which is 4 through 7. So if the new audience is greater than 5 million, that's a rule. But we also looked at the affinity and said, hey, maybe we'll narrow down one more. So we repeated 4 through 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead. Affinity overall should be much higher. Let's open the ads manager and set some interest in. So let's go ahead and look. So Flex Bodybuilding Magazine, great one to start with. Flex Bodybuilding Magazine, 128,000 people. Muscle Mag. These are magazines. These are great targets to go after. Muscle and Fitness Magazine. I'm wondering, now I got Muscle and Fitness and I got Muscle and Fitness Magazine. One with a 68.2 association and a 23. So let's open both of these up and see what the difference is. Okay, he's not a bodybuilder. Well, he is a big guy. He's not a bodybuilder. Now all of a sudden, Muscle and Fitness. So, there seems to be a difference between these two. They're both the same brand. However, when you scroll through here, while this one is much larger, granted, this one screams a guy I work out with, a fitness guy, and this is full of The Rock and some people that are more in the bodybuilding niche, right? So there must be some kind of difference. I don't need to understand it other than the fact that there is a difference on the pages. I looked at it, I overviewed it. Maybe this one is for Britain, I don't know. But let's see how many people we can get from Muscle and Fitness Magazine and not just Muscle and Fitness. So let me close out these guys. There's Muscle and Fitness Magazine, right? Great. Added it. Official Muscular Development Magazine. Let's make sure we understand what that is. That is definitely bodybuilding. All right. Problem solved, or question solved. Official Muscle Development. There it is. Added a little bit. Fitness RX for men. High association, not a huge audience. Again. Okay. Make sure that added. I did not add, so I'm not going to add it. That's one of our rules, remember, from the previous video. Let's keep going. We want to keep going until we kind of max out. Muscle Insider. Did not add. Branch Warren. Obviously a bodybuilder. Huge following. That added a lot of people. But let's go ahead and look. He's got a 62.3 association. He's more likely to be somebody who likes Branch Warren is 62.3 more likely to like Flex Bodybuilding Magazine than someone who doesn't like Branch Warren. We've learned that Flex Bodybuilding Magazine is highly associated with bodybuilding. So we know that Branch Warren has a strong association with bodybuilding. IFBB, IFBB Pro, Dennis Wolf. Did not anybody. So we just added 888,000 people that are very, very targeted. We removed some interest that did not add to our overall list, and we found a good targeted list. You could go after this and get great results with targeting. Launch your ad, set it for the next day, and continue on. So let's remove this. Let's go back. We're kind of reset everything. Let's try another one. Now, in the first the first video, I talked to you about the country singer, and just to kind of illustrate that point, what I want to do is go ahead and say Tim McGraw. I wanted to show you kind of what pops up and why I wouldn't be using anything but generally Tim McGraw for this kind of interest. So if you see here, Toby Keith, Alan Jackson, George Strait, the page likes, and they got low associations, but the page likes themselves are different country singers. Now again, you could get some decent results. You would have to test it out. But for me, I don't like anything that's not in the teens as far as association. And I don't have any pages that directly, I don't have a I love Tim McGraw page, or I don't have a fan base or an association. Even up here, I don't really see anything that's associated with Tim McGraw. And I wouldn't be able to target CMT. That's way too general, because you're going to have CMT people who follow CMT that have maybe don't even like Tim McGraw. Right? So in this instance, I would be using Tim McGraw as my interest on Facebook, and Tim McGraw only. So I would say Tim McGraw. It's going to give me a lot of people. He's a popular guy. But then you got to figure out, what are you going to do as far as product to these people? You're going to have to your extreme level of targeting is not going to come from the Audience Insight tool here. What it's going to come is the product that you're offering. So in this case, what I would do is I would at least, or even men in this instance, I would get a product that's specific to a male or a female, and then get down and break down your demographics to find somebody who's very, very targeted. So in this case, the 34, if I could find a 25 to 34, something that worked for the woman, now I'm down to 1 million. So I could break this down even further, and we'll talk more about that in the ad video. But that's an example of not using interests that come up in the Audience Insight tool, and you just find that there's nothing really relevant. You pull in 1 million people, and people are very scattered in this niche. So in order for you to get very targeted results, it needs to be in the product that you're offering. I would just do this girl loves Tim McGraw. Obviously you can't do that, but that's the kind of shirt that I would put in front of her, or a very girlish design, or a very male design, something that stands out to the target audience and identifies with them versus anybody that you exclude from said audience. So I hope that helps. That's two different situations on each side of the spectrum. One where we can go real deep and build a huge audience of very targeted people, and one that we can only find the interest itself to target, and we got to rely on the product to get good results. So this is Matt Schmidt. I hope that helps. This is how I've been dominating with the Audience Insight tool. Let's step into ads and really start rocking it out. All right? Take care. Good Schmidt.